Hey, Devin, how are you?
Fantastic, sir. How are you?
Great. I'm doing good. So, my question for you is, I am closer to 64 than 63, but I've listened to your podcast about when to draw Social Security, and based on that, I pretty much made my decision to wait till 70. I don't really need the money right now, and I thought that way, should I predecease my wife, she would have a higher survivor benefit. But I keep telling my son what my decision was, and he thinks that what I should do is file for Social Security, take the money and invest it automatically. And I don't know that that's the right decision, but I thought I'd ask you, see what you think.
Yep, good question. So basically you're wanting to know, I don't need the money, but should I file now and invest it? And would that somehow give me a higher income stream down the road?
Right.
Yeah. I think the simple answer to that is probably not. In all of the studies that I've done, it could give you a higher income stream, but it's not likely. You know, if you look at the Social Security system, the way that it's set up, roughly speaking, there's an 8% increase in your benefits on an annual basis. Now, it's not exactly 8% before your full retirement age, but approximately we can say that it's around 8%, 7-8%. And so,
right.
You know, if you know for a fact that you can get that sort of return almost on a guaranteed basis, because that's effectively what we have with Social Security, right? It's a return that does have the guarantee from the federal government tied to it. You know, so you might be able to build up, you know, a lump sum sitting there, but then once you start to convert that to income, that's where you run into another problem, because then what do you do with it? Right. So if you leave it invested, then there's market risk tied to that. What I like about Social Security is that it's that stream of income that doesn't have a lot of risk tied to it. You've obviously got the risk of the government changing the rules, but market risk, interest rate risk, longevity risk, Social Security takes care of all of that. So if you're wanting to maximize the amount that your spouse can receive, absent a lot of other factors that we haven't talked about here, you know, delaying till age 70 is really the only way to do that.
Well, that's the decision I made. You know, I've agonized over this for a couple of years, and I found your YouTube channel and listened to your video on that, and pretty much solidified what I was already thinking. And so I'm glad I called in, because I was, again, agonizing over this.
Yeah. So you have plenty of other assets to where the Social Security income is not going to be a meaningful part of your retirement income?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both retired. We both retired early. I retired at 60, my wife at 59. And the pensions that we get we're very comfortable. So.
What kind of pensions are they, Bob?
It's a state pension system. I work for the state government.
Okay. Now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking in North Dakota, you do contribute to Social Security there, correct?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Yes,
so
we do.
So it is a covered pension. It's not going to mess around with your Social Security. Yeah. So just based on what we know in this phone call, I would say that you're right and your son's wrong.
Okay.
Tell him I said so.
All righty.
But listen, let me tell you something, Bob.
All right. I appreciate the help.
Hey, Bob, hang on just a second though, before you go.
Sure.
There is one other way that you can make sure that your filing strategy is right, considering your wife's benefit, considering your benefit. Recently, we've put together a team of people that do consulting. And if you want to get in touch with one of those folks, they'll be able to run reports for you and give you all of the different numbers. You know, this is something that I used to do, but, you know, unfortunately, I just can't anymore. But in the description of this podcast or YouTube, wherever you're watching it, I'm going to put a link to that where you can click on that link and find out more information. They'll talk to you for free for 15 minutes just to get your situation, make sure you're a candidate for the services. And these guys are good too.
Okay.
So look for that link.
Perfect.
All right, sir. Thanks for
Okay.
calling. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.